Dude, it's pretty crazy when like my dog would base and I bought her the supposedly good chew deals. Yeah, she don't want nothing to do with it. Whole bag of them. I had to throw them. Dude, look at this dope ass image the robot made. I like how to put the Jew symbol in the middle. That should trigger all the
Not the aliens.
Yeah, here, hold on.
Do what? Wow. I don't understand why we can't have a zombie apocalypse. Like I've been praying so hard, nothing.
Oh,
Prove it.
I'm an agnostic.
So you're saying you can't prove it?
Yeah.
Then I win. Get wrecked, nerd.
I was just in the creationism chat, and this dude was so annoying. He literally said the AI is biased when I sent him like an excerpt from the AI saying that this is not a scientific source when he cited this website that's like supposed to support creationism and that it directly rejects any science that contradicts the Bible.
Do
So
you know what a
they're
baby
starting
second
from
is?
their conclusion. Huh?
Do you know what a baby second is?
No.
In physics, like Google it because I don't know the exact number. So just Google the number real quick. Baby second in physics. You see how long it is? It's like 10 to the minus 60 or some shit.
It's 10 to the negative 23rd.
Yeah, that's how long I cared about whatever you were talking about.
Damn.
Yeah, but at least you learned something though. What a baby second is.
Yeah.
So welcome to the internet. No one gives a fuck. We're just trying to do our own thing. Do you have anything do you have anything of value or substance to add to the room titled "God Ain't Real, Prove Me Wrong," or were you just looking for someone to like affirm your drama or something that you got mistreated? What was it by creationists? Was it? That's a
Yeah.
shock. That is a fucking shock, man. Tell you that is hard to believe. So how come you can't prove it?
Because it's impossible.
Yeah, how do you know that though? Did you do something that that was the result of your experiment? That it was impossible? Or are you just saying that?
I'm just saying that because I don't see a way to possibly prove it.
So are you familiar with something called logic?
Uh-huh.
Have you heard of logical fallacies?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the one personal incredulity?
I never even argued that God was real, though.
I didn't say you did.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant.
I'm just analyzing what you said. Like you have beliefs, right?
I'm a Unitarian Universalist.
So you believe in magic?
No.
Do you believe that you're a magic spirit monkey who's going to teleport to Magic Happy Land when you die?
Sure.
Why do you believe that?
Because it helps me with my death anxiety.
Do you know what? If you ever went to sleep,
Yeah.
but then you woke up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Death is like not waking up. So I don't understand what you're afraid of. Like, are you talking about like you don't want it to be painful, or you know how come like you're not billions of years old,
Yeah.
and how like if you think about it real hard, all that 13 billion years the nerds say this reality's been around in its form. It all that 13.8 billion years just went by, and it like faster than a baby second for you from your vantage before you began existing. Right? It was less time than a baby second. What was it? Minus 23 seconds?
To the 23rd power negative.
Yeah. So less than the time of a baby second. 13 billion years went by, and then all of a sudden, time's got to drag its fucking slow ass balls across reality. All for you. Just for the amount of time that you're around. And then when you're dead, the moment you die, the rest of existence is going to be like that 13 billion. Just like it. Exactly just like that. I don't see what there's to be. Dude, look, from this side, yeah, it sucks that it ends at some point. That sucks. But death is like the easiest thing you can do is be dead. Not dying. That part could suck. Don't get me wrong. That part can be real shitty. But like the death part, you know exactly what death is like. You just keep waking up and interrupting it. But yeah, it's the same thing. It's just sleep, not waking up, like literally forever. But you won't be there being like, oh God, this sucks. It's been 80 trillion years. Like that's not part of it. So don't worry about that part. Just worry about the living part, you know? Don't fuck that part up. Like, but what do you think's gonna happen when your ADD kicks in after 80 gajillion billion zillion years raised to the 100 gajillionth billion zillionth power? You're gonna be like Groundhog Day. You done tried every way to fucking kill yourself from like a trillion different aspects and advantages. Like you have, if you look down at your calendar, you'll realize for eons upon eons, Googleplexes have gone by, and you have tried every single way to just blow your existence brains out, and you can't, because you chose to exist forever, to be a magic teleportation monkey, and you'll be sitting there just wishing you could just cease to exist like regular ground monkeys did, right? Where regular ground monkeys like me, we just got like 100 years max, which I've already cut off a shitload of that. I'm not getting anywhere near that. But anyway, right? You'll be wishing that all you had to put up with was like 80 years of existence. After 100 gajillion years, you'll just be like, fuck this. I'm done. And then who's going to have the last laugh? Well, it's going to be you, because you're going to be fucking stuck there until you go insane, right? And every fiber of your being will be itching and begging for a last ditch explosion and release of existence. And you, fuck you. I won't let you. You chose that. You don't get to die like I did. Fuck that. You get to stay there and eat it for eternity. And fuck your ADD. You should have chosen wisely, but you didn't. You drank from the cup of eternity, and now your shit sucks. And there's nothing you could fucking. Did you ever think about that aspect of it?
No.
I did, as you could tell. And I just said, yeah, I mean, it's a pipe dream. Reality sucks balls because you only get like a little bit of time about it, and it sucks. It's not enough. But yeah, no. I am absolutely terrified of just getting bored. Yeah, look, I'm 45. You know how many times I've been bored in 45 years? 45 fucking years. It took like half a year, probably. As soon as my brain could begin computating the concept of boredom, it was probably there, like immediately. It's probably one of my first thoughts. It's like, damn, this shit sucks. I want to move, right? Let me try to grab something, or I don't know, what the fuck is that dangly thing? Probably some kind of thought like that. And your ass wants to just keep existing and I'm just like, oh, fuck that. Because what if it sucks, though? What if, like, you get an eternity, but you just have to just stare at something? Like, the Christians think it's just going to be staring at Jesus for, like, literally ever. There's no amount of numbers you could raise it to the power of that's going to come anywhere close to how long they're just going to have to sit there and stare at Jesus. Fuck that. I don't care, right? The guy on this side of shit don't want that. That's crazy. Just let me poof. I'd be cool with poofing. Y'all can do that. You can sit there for all motherfucking ever and just stare at Jesus. But can I please just opt out, right? And you're all like, dude, no. That's just the Christians, you know. You never know what it's gonna be like. I'm just cautioning you. Once you lock in, you should just choose oblivion. Okay? Just lock it in. You know, it don't matter what you choose. What's going to happen is going to happen. But I'd rather just poof. It's gone. Just poof. It's much more comforting to me. Like when you really think about it.
Yeah. Have you ever tried shrooms? That's what I heard that helps death anxiety too.
Yeah, but it makes you retarded. And I don't like being retarded. Like I've done a lot of shrooms, and I can't say I ever like got any kind of smarter at all. I don't feel any smarter. I feel like shit after shrooms, to be honest. I feel like fucking wet shit.
With me, it helped me with my depression symptoms.
It's like you should feel anxious about dying. That's a healthy response.
Yeah.
It's like being mature about it, like understanding how to go about that, making use of what you have, relishing what time you have. Yeah, but if your intent is to like remove the feeling of anxiety from dying, that's not healthy. That's not normal.
Yeah, it's a scary thought for most people. Like overwhelming majority of most people. Like probably in like the high 90s. You ask most people, you'd be like, what do you think about death? And they're all just like, it's shit, fucking shit. No one's like, oh yeah, it's great. Fuck, I can't wait. no one's like, and the people that can't wait, they ain't happy. And then, you know, it's whatever. I mean, life is, you know, it's a bag of dicks for a lot of people. So, you know, it's what it is. Kind of like, you know, I'm not good for advice of that because I believe in autonomy, you know, personal rights and shit like that. Everybody's got fucking issues, man. We all, you know, try to work through it. We all come up with our own coping mechanisms and stuff and try to share those coping. That's basically kind of what religion is in a way, but it's a very unhealthy coping mechanism. There's something particularly wrong convincing little kids that this shit's all true. When we, you know, most of us, we don't have the first fucking clue about that. We're just gaslit by our, you know, parents to believe the shit. We're just passing it on to our offspring. So
Yeah. So what do you think politically?
I try not to anymore. I'm just waiting to, you know, for the Civil War to happen. I was really hoping that I could get in on some zombie apocalypse action, but ain't none of that shit gonna fucking happen. So I really don't have any hope left. I'm fresh out of hope. I've been out of hope for a long time.
So what would you do if a creationist cited answers in Genesis?
Probably peel my right testicle off my leg because I've moved a little bit and it's kind of stuck. But I'm kind of also laid back and super high right now, so I've been saving it, and that would probably motivate me to do that.
Nice.
Yeah, Answers
Hell
in
yeah.
Genesis is just some of the fucking worst information you can get on reality. If a moron wants to believe that shit, there's really nothing I can do.
But this dude was going ham with it. He was like, no, bonobos and chimpanzees are not 98% the same. They're 85% the same.
You know what you need to realize about biology is that you don't even need to talk about genetics and biology to show common ancestry. Just talk about membranes. Membranes, you know how membranes form? Cell membranes?
No.
Spontaneously in the environment. There's really not any genetic information involved in making membrane. There's genetics involved in regulating membranes so that membranes can regulate. Certainly that, but membrane construction actually happens just by stretching the membrane. And in the environment will be phospholipids that will just kind of fill in the blank wherever they can. But there's no cellular mechanisms for the construction of membranes. There's cellular membrane or cellular mechanisms for the structure of a cell. There's like cytoskeleton and stuff like that, myofilaments that allow transport around the cell in and out. But there's literally nothing in a cell that genetically codes for the construction of a membrane. So that means, what this means is that every single membrane in your body is the same exact membrane, because all it did was pinch and divide from that first cell that's you. That first individual, the first egg and sperm mix, your first cell, that was your first membrane, right? But what does that mean? If your first membrane, which would come from your mom, it comes from your mom. Your dad didn't contribute membrane, he just contributed genetic information. But the membrane that was around his sperm cell didn't contribute to your membrane. Your membrane, your cell would have eaten that aspect of your dad's contribution. And you would have been left with your mom's membrane. So what's that mean about your membrane? That your membrane is actually your mom's membrane, right? Because your mom's original first cell that her mom gave her, that first cell divided enough times until it made a gamete, which was your egg. So all your egg was is the folded off, pinched off version of your mom's membrane, right? And then your mom's membrane, and then her mom's membrane. So all the way back to the very first organism, your membrane is the same membrane as that very first membrane, the very first one. So all membranes on planet Earth are literally the exact same membrane, if you think about it that way. So you don't need genetics to tie us, to that. You just got to understand how membranes form, and then back trace all the membranes and realize that all the membranes.
That's extremely fascinating.
But yeah, it's a simple approach. Don't want to get all like captured up in the complexity of a cell, because they're morons and they're not educated in understanding that older cells are more simple. Cells that have been around for 4 billion fucking years are going to be hyper complex, but that membrane just doesn't need to be replicated. It's spontaneously forming in the environment, just like you can make membranes. It's easy. You just go get some Dawn soap, fill up some water in your sink, splash it around a little bit, and you've made some membranes. It's the same shit. It's lipids, right? That's lipids. Phospholipids just form, right? And they just stick together naturally.
I thought you said whippets for a second.
No, it's nitrous oxide.
Yeah, I once was in Vegas, and I used one of those balloon things where you screw the whippet in and then you use it to blow it up. But I used it on my lips, and it froze on my lips to it. It was horrible.
You shouldn't do drugs. Drugs are bad.
Yeah, I've been clean for about a couple years now, except for like a beer or something on my birthday.
Holy shit.
What's up?
I couldn't deal with those other fucking Christian groups, dude. They're so stupid.
Which one? The
Ridiculous.
evolution one at the Christian
I
chat?
don't even know, dude. Christian chat. They're so dumb.
What were they saying?
They were talking about evolution. I was like, what? What? Huh? If you okay, if you believed in evolution, then how the fuck in your entire life have you ever thought that nothing could change? They're talking about like how specific churches are completely different religions from every other one, and I'm like, I mean, I'm pretty sure most Bibles are the same. They're all cults. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I was mad earlier in the evolution chat because this dude straight up said that the AI is biased when it said that Answers in Genesis is biased. And I'm just like, I don't think it's being biased when it says that.
Hey, just moderation point here. We prefer to keep discussions with like the people that are here. So just like keep it to your earnestly held beliefs.
Okay.
You mind asking what that means?
It means this is a place where you speak for yourself.
All right, so I'm
and
speaking
speak
for
for
myself.
others. You don't do devil's advocate.
All right, so don't speak of anything else. Just yourself. All right, I'm speaking of my belief.
Well, represents your positions.
That's what we're doing. I thought.
Didn't sound like it. It sounded like you were talking about other people.
Well, I didn't bring up any names.
Yeah, it's just was I unclear?
I think a little. You said not
All right.
to
What part of speak for yourself do you not understand?
Yeah, we
Well, I'm
just
speaking
don't
for
care
myself.
what happens outside the room, dude. Like, there's a reason many of us don't even go outside the room, right?
All right.
Yeah,
See, you're more in tune. I wasn't expecting.
What's unclear about speak for yourself?
Well, I'm speaking for my fucking self right now, ain't I?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay.
I'm speaking exactly for myself, but I didn't bring up nobody else.
Didn't sound like that.
The one that brought up somebody
Sounded
else.
like that was the only thing you were talking about.
Well, he asked me.
Do you believe a God exists in reality?
No, I don't.
So you cannot demonstrate one to exist?
I cannot.
Okay. I accept your concession. You lose. We win. Go back to nerd.
Fucking dominated.
Wow. What now? What happens now? Do I win a toy?
You want a toy?
What?
I mean,
You
do I
can
win
improve it. What?
Do I win a toy?
For losing?
No, I mean, I joined this chat specifically for what it said. I mean, what if I agree with you guys? I mean, wouldn't that be
So, what does the title say?
uh God ain't real? Prove me wrong, right?
Right. And
But
so
there's a
you could
decimal.
improve it, right?
There's the point. There's the point. God ain't real. So I have to join as an anise. You're not an anise. You're a mogi. Hocus pocus.
Is this free word association now?
Mogi's
Well,
not
no.
allowed to join Anus, dude. He's a nerd.
Ah, but this is the anti-nerd United Strike Force, I thought.
Well, I am.
Well, fucking A, man. Isn't that what anise means?
You'd have to ask him.
I've been in here for so long, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? I changed my name.
Yeah, but I have a really bad episodic memory that allows me to not remember shit.
For episodic memory, but there ain't no fucking reason to be a jackass. I mean, Christ, no fucking God
Have
is
you
real. There's
considered
no
that you're
proof of it.
just
Scientology
not
is the best way to fucking survive.
that interesting?
Science is
Enough,
the only way to survive.
like,
It's retarded.
even though you've been an asshat in the past, we still don't remember you.
Even though I've been an asshat.
It
Okay.
means you're not
Hey,
original.
anti-nerd.
You're not
You remember that
special.
conversation about the room being and had a surface area and a area of group? Do you remember that?
I
You were talking to
understand
me
that
about how
you
a
used words, but I'm not
a
sure what
box
you
has
meant
an
by the
area
combination.
inside of it. Well, it was about like people getting pregnant.
I have never gotten anybody pregnant, so I can't really comment.
No, it was more or less like a surface area thing. It was like, well, it was like about the Earth, but you brought up a box instead.
Dude, man, you just use words as if they're like a new suit. You're just trying it on, like what, window shopping.
Calling it on like window shopping. I've never heard that fucking
Yeah,
before.
it's like
You
you're.
sound retarded, Mogi. I don't care if
Have
you're
you
a
heard of the
moderator.
word? Maybe poser is the right word. Maybe like some
Well,
90s
no, not a
terminology.
poser. I'm not a poser. Nah.
Well, you're trying to act like you know what you're talking about. You're using the words of like people who know what they're talking about, but you're not using
Use
them
the
at the
words.
right time or order.
Okay, well that would make me smart now, wouldn't it?
No, it would make you think, like it would make you like sound as if like if an uneducated person listened to you, they would think you're smart.
Oh.
But
Well, I'm educated.
any actually smart person would think you're a clown.
Right, so say something that's educationally equipped.
What does that mean?
What?
Well, that means like say something that's educational.
Okay.
A tortoise penis looks like a mushroom.
Well, that would be improbable.
No, it does. Google
Well,
turtle tortoise penis.
Yeah, it doesn't
Why
make
don't we
it
go to
less
turtle penis?
educational.
A tortoise actually can be of multiple structures.
Yeah,
If
but
you actually think about it,
Google
there's the
tortoise penis.
tortilius, there's the tortoise, there's the tortoise, there's the tortillas.
I'm
There's
good.
multiple.
I've
different
already
types
named
of-
the animal, dude, and the object on the animal in reference.
I know, but that just means turtle.
It doesn't make
That's
it
a dinosaur
less
term.
educational.
Most people
I
don't know
need to
what they
dumb
look
it
like.
down for my retarded ass.
Why? You could just Google it.
Why would I want to Google something when I could learn it directly from the person?
I'm not a tortoise penis.
Well, you are. You're the one that talked
What?
about it.
Yeah, I'm talking
If you're
about
so
you.
into it, you know
you
all the
said say
information.
something
So you should
educational.
you should share the information.
Hey, man. You said say something educational, and I did.
All right. Yes.
And then your
you gave me
first
the
response,
education, and you're the one that called yourself a tortoise penis.
your first
Oh.
response was not.
Oh, come on, anus. I know you know me.
So
You love me, bud.
how are you using that education?
Mm. My bad. I had to take a shot. Oh shit! I dropped my water. I will never ever. Well, maybe I will use that education. Actually, seems like a pretty good idea.
Google hepatic encephalopathy.
Why would I want to do that? I'm not gonna do what you tell me to do. I ain't a bitch. Why don't you just go ahead and tell me what it is?
Just willful ignorance.
Yep.
Oh, so just like anti-nerd. Crazy.
Well, consider it this
We're
way,
two in the
right?
same club.
If say you're a teacher, right? And you
I'm
have a
not a teacher.
student who's unwilling to learn. It's a
Mm.
hypothetical.
Well, that is a hypothetical, but the thing is you also have to interpret the other person's dreams and necessities. So, would I ever become a fucking teacher? No. Would I ever want to teach somebody? No.
Well,
Would I
let's
ever
take a
want to do
skill.
that?
Well,
No.
consider a skill that takes true mastery. It
Okay.
takes
What about a jack of all
like
trades?
it takes effort and practice, does it not? Even for a jack of all trades.
To become a master at something, that means you would have to be a master at that one thing. So, what
It
you just
takes
said is
effort and
incompliant
practice to achieve the peak of either,
for anything.
right?
That's anything. Even
Now
walking.
consider being a teacher and having a student unwilling to put in effort or practice,
Consider it. Okay. If I was being
right?
considerate
Is
with the
that
student,
is it worthwhile to invest in teaching that student?
I'd say yes.
Why?
Why not? It's
Because they're
simply
gonna
because
put because they're gonna put in none of the work.
hang on, let me finish. Let me fucking answer that question, eh? So my answer to that fucking question is that student fucking worth it? Yes, of course they're worth teaching. Of course they're worth the fucking time, the pain, the effort. You want to know why? Because it's what builds the fucking effort around this entire world. So giving good morals,
But they're
giving
not.
good
But they're
respect,
not.
giving
They're not putting
discipline,
any of
giving.
it in practice.
Well, you're not putting any of it in practice right now, but cutting me off. No, as ya.
Well,
So let me
they're not
finish.
using. They're not
The
using
kid.
any of it.
Oh,
You're not
lordy.
engaging with the hypothetical I'm
He
bringing
asked
up.
me about a fucking tortoise penis.
But I
You
just
asked me
gave
about
you a
a teacher,
hypothetical just now.
and I am answering your question.
But I
No,
didn't
you're
ask
answering
you.
a different question.
I was educating you.
And I'm answering your question about a teacher. Would that
No,
teacher?
you're answering a
You
question you
asked me,
hallucinated.
would a teacher with a shit child, quite literally, want to teach that child? And I said yes, and I'm giving you an example.
No,
And you
wait,
asked me why, so I'm answering why.
no, not wants to. I'm saying, is it worthwhile to teach a student unwilling to learn?
Yes.
Why?
Oh my fucking god. See, that's what I'm fucking answering here, but you keep on cutting me off, eh?
So what's the answer?
It builds the country. There you go. Short, simple, sweet.
But how would they build it if they didn't learn anything? They need
They
to
don't
learn
have to.
how.
Tech center.
What?
Tech center.
You still need to learn. Even at a tech center. Even at a tech center, you need to learn.
Educational center.
Even at an educational
Drugs.
center, you need to learn.
Sell drugs.
Even drug dealers need to learn.
Holy shit. Obviously. And I agreed that people have to learn, you jackass.
Yeah, but the hypothetical has a student that is unwilling to learn.
Okay. But just because somebody's unwilling to learn doesn't mean they subconsciously don't learn. Jesus, be realistic
What?
with your fucking questions. Is this
It
moderation? Is this
does
actual
actually.
moderation? This is stupid
It's
as shit.
counterproductive. It's someone's fighting you the entire way.
No,
If a
it's just
person is
stupid.
unwilling to learn, I am unwilling to teach
Why?
because
waste
they're
of
not
time.
here to learn.
Because you're
It's
unwilling to
wasteful.
teach.
No, it's sabotage.
You're sabotaging the child.
No, they're sabotaging themselves.
No, they're not. Their parents are.
No, they're sabotaging themselves.
How?
By not
If a
learning.
child grows up in the jungle with a bunch of wolves, how are you supposed to teach them not to be a wolf? You tell me.
What? We're just
If
talking
a child
about
is raised
the
by a
teacher.
pack
We're
of
just talking
wolves,
about student-teacher relationship.
yeah, and you know what? You know what? That child that's in the woods being raised by a bunch of gorillas or whatever the fuck animal coming from nowhere that you have no idea what the fuck their past is should have a chance. So if you're a
Right,
good
but they should
teacher,
be
all
they
right,
should be
no, never
willing
mind, never
though.
mind.
It should be
Your
voluntary.
hypothetical was just a teacher. Yeah, and most teachers are shit. They hate their lives. They hate their jobs. They don't
No,
care about children.
no, it's about the student. It's
Well,
about the
no,
student's
no,
relationship
but
with the
no,
teacher.
it's not just the student. It's the teacher.
Well, we're asking about whether it's worthwhile for the teacher to teach an
Exactly.
unwilling
So
student.
it's on the teacher. Is it worthwhile
No,
for the
it's
teacher?
a two-way street.
It's not the student that you're talking about. It's the teacher.
No, it's a two-way street. If one person doesn't do one end of the bargain, it's they're voiding the
You sound
contract.
stupid.
What?
I'm just saying you sound stupid.
Well, let's say you're on a contract building a house, right? And they don't pay you. Is that fucked up? Let's say you pay the contractor and they don't build a house. Is that fucked up?
What does that make sense? You're comparing a teacher
So
to a
it's a two-way
contractor now?
street. No, it's a two-way street, right? Both
Well, you
people
gotta
need to
understand the
uphold their
contract
end of the bargain,
could be
right?
anything. Therapy.
So the
mean a bunch of
teacher's
things.
responsibility
construction,
is to
jackass.
teach, and the student's responsibility is to do what?
The teacher's responsibility is to educate,
No, I asked what the student's responsibility was.
and the student has no obligation.
That's retarded.
No, it's not retarded.
Yes,
The
yes,
student
that is
does not
retarded.
have obligation
That is
to
so
do
dumb.
anything. Seriously? How is that dumb?
Yeah.
I can learn whatever I want. I go to college. If I don't want to fucking pass that class, I don't have to.
And then you don't get the credit.
No, I can still get the credit.
If you didn't do
I
the
just don't
work,
have to listen.
if you don't do the work, you don't get the credit. You
What are you
didn't
talking
fulfill your
about?
end of the bargain.
I never said anything about doing the work. I said I don't have to listen.
Well, the bargain
Just wanna
is
go
do the
into
work, you get the credit.
linguistics.
That's the
What
bargain.
did I say?
They give the credit, you do the work. That's the
Yeah,
bargain there.
The teacher does the work. Maybe they should actually fucking try. You know, these school teachers fucking suck. Especially high
Well,
school and
so
elementary.
if you
Elementary
and
is
I,
fine because
so
all they do is
so
babysit.
okay,
It's
so
an
I'm gonna
extra
tell you
babysitting
that
job.
in like my private tutoring like relationships,
Oh, you're a
if the
private
student,
tutor for
if a
religion?
student, dude, you're not even listening.
Well, I need to understand
for
more.
higher academics, I've done
Like what?
private tutoring, like math, physics, computer science, stuff like that. Statistics.
Computer science, all right. What do you know about Python?
So it's not really pertinent. So what we're
Okay,
looking at here,
HTML,
you're not gonna let me finish my point, are you?
diametrics.
You're just free word association again.
No, I have a bachelor's degree actually. In
You're just
computer
drunk
science.
off your ass. You're not interested in a
Um,
meaningful conversation.
All right, my bad. I'll listen.
You're give a shits. Yeah, how little you care about this conversation is how little I care about you now.
Well, it's only because I'm shaming on you as a teacher because you don't give a shit about
your give a
all
shits.
the
Your give a
fucking-
shits about
the
what I have to
education of
say
children doesn't
is
mean
my
anything
give a
to
shits
you.
about what I think about you. There, how's them apples?
No, I like
You know how
apples.
little you just gave a shit about that conversation? That's how little I give a shit about you. It's
That's
the
fine.
same amount.
Nice.
It's the same amount I give a shit.
Well, right.
That's
And
how
I
much.
gave-
That's how
I-
much.
hey,
That's
hey,
how much
listen,
I
listen,
care
listen,
about you.
listen.
You know.
When I first
You know,
came
like
in
the amount
here-
of love.
When
You know
I
how
first
amount
fucking
of
came
love
in
I
here
have
and
to give.
I said one
The
thing.
amount of love I
hopped
have
on my
to give for
fucking
you, dude.
ass.
It's
You
the
acted
same
like
amount.
a cunt as soon as I came in here.
You feel terrible because it's the same exact amount as how much you care about the
I
about
feel
listening
terrible.
to what I have
I
to
don't feel
say.
terrible. I'm pretty happy actually.
No, I'm saying it's
Oh.
the same exact amount of love I have to
I
give
feel
for that.
great actually. And honestly, you lost this conversation.
I'm just saying, like
especially when you brought up fucking
I feel
teachers.
you feel insulted right now because the
I
truth
feel
is
insulted.
you don't actually give a shit.
Well, if I don't give a shit, how can I feel insulted?
Well, no, your esteem, my esteem of you.
I don't care about how you feel about me. I didn't even know you were a teacher. I don't care
Well,
if
I
you're a
think,
stupid fucking
well,
teacher.
your attitude, like you came to a stranger, right? And you gave off an impression where they
Well,
came
that's
off
kind of the point of
thinking worse of
Discord,
you.
isn't it? I mean, to meet a stranger.
The point of Discord is to meet a stranger and make them think that you're worse off than a blank slate.
You're crazy, dude. I was in the military. I did my time. I fucking have an education. I'm cool, dude. I don't care about none of this. I just want to
No,
meet people that are cool,
I'm talking
chill,
about
and
how
have
a
a good
complete
time.
stranger thinks that you're not a good person from the conversation.
Why would I care about that?
I don't know. Why would you?
Why would I? I mean,
Yeah. Do you feel
you're the
good
one that asked
about?
me, so you should give me some
Uh,
examples and reasons why I should care.
well, I'm just saying that I feel good as a person when I go to a stranger, and after the conversation, they feel better. They feel
Why?
better about me, and then they feel better
Because you're
about
selfish.
themselves, and
That seems like a
happening.
self-driven point of view, especially with your view on, teachers trying to educate children and unwillingly learning children. The teacher should just give up.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a very
I
misogynistic.
only
That,
invest in
that's
students
a very
that want
fucked
to
up
learn
thing to
from
say.
me. I only invest in students that want to learn.
Well, that's fine. You're a tutor. I mean, that would make
No,
sense.
even as a teacher,
You just said you were a tutor, you
even when I taught
jackass.
full classrooms, I felt the same. I feel the same way.
Well, then you're probably amongst one of the greatest teachers I've ever met, then, if that's the case. But have I met
What?
you? No. Do I know that about you? No. Will I ever meet you in real life? No. So there's the problem. Most teachers are fucking jackasses and they teach basic bullshit. The college rate of children is fucking dropping immensely. It doesn't matter. I mean, at this point, you have a better time going to a
Oh,
tech
we're not
community.
asking about whether a teacher teaches well. We're asking whether someone thinking well of you is worthwhile.
No, it's not.
It's not good for people to think that you're a good person.
Why would it be good for people to think that I'm a good person?
Well, social capital kind of like pays in
Hey,
kind, right?
Anti, what do you think about that? Should anybody think good of you, and for why? Do you
Of an
think that's a
ethical
good thing?
misanthrope, dude.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Because I'm pretty sure Anti is a pretty big dick himself, and I think we're all just fine in our own little world. It's fine. It's not like anybody fucking cares anyway. Maybe it would be nice
You
to our
don't care.
family.
You like so when it comes to like if you're like I'm always interested in like what makes you feel like fulfillment in the sense that when you're done, right?
Death.
When you're out of juice, uh what are you content with? Do you feel like
And what?
well, it's like would you be okay with leaving the world worse than when you started
Yeah, that'd be fine.
with your actions?
No, I don't care about my actions. Not for me to say. There you go. It's not up to me to determine what actions I've committed are bad or right or wrong or anything. It doesn't matter. I'm just a piece of matter. I'm a
I
filling on
asked
top
you
of
if
the
you would
pod.
be. I don't think that really answers the question I asked you.
I just answered your question. I think it does.
What question did I ask you?
Well, you just asked me if I left, like, let's say I left this earth. What if I left? Like, would it matter if whatever my actions were? Like,
No,
no.
I asked you if you would be okay with that.
And I just said I'd be fine.
It'd be fine if your actions, like, contributed
It doesn't matter.
negatively to
Oh,
society,
so now you want to
to
finish
the
it?
world.
Okay.
No, that's how I started.
really one of
You
the
just
people.
weren't listening.
All right, yeah, I wouldn't care.
I asked you if you would be okay with it.
Yeah, I would be okay.
Interesting.
What? I mean, I've killed a ton of people anyway. It's not like it fucking matters. And yeah, it's legal. It's not like I fucking did it out of my own will.
You signed up, didn't you?
And I had a contract to fulfill.
But you volunteered to do it.
I didn't want to be a terrorist. Yeah, of course I
What,
did. And they got me pretty far in life.
To basically spend your talents to kill people.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is there a
you chose
problem?
that.
Yeah, of course I did. I
Well,
already
you,
know
you
that.
made
don't
it
have to
sound
sit
you
here and
made
tell
it
me
sound
that.
you made it sound like it wasn't a choice.
Well, no, I just needed to verify that you knew that, it was legal. That I didn't just go on a fucking serial killing spree. I'm not a fucking serial killer.
I mean,
I guess
you did-
technically.
You did kill
I mean, I guess technically, but
multiple
not
people.
like, you know what I mean? Not I'm just not like I fucking run around and just kill everybody or whatever the fuck, and I don't need to be looked like as a monster, but I mean, if in my defense, I stay
that's not
inside
what
all the
I'm
time.
I mean, it's not what I'm criticizing you for.
Well, that's fine.
Criticizing you for
Well, then what are you
your
criticizing me for?
I'm criticizing you for your behavior in terms of candor, not in
Well, I
terms
suck.
of
I'm a shitty person.
what you did in your
What do you
military.
expect from me? What would you, as a civilian, expect from somebody like me? What's your expectations?
Training and restraint, basically.
Training and restraint.
Yeah.
Are you serious? I'm not a fucking dog.
It's
Yeah, you're a monkey.
like you're trained for violence.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Like I got training in
Well,
jujitsu.
I was trained for
Like
discipline, not
compared to
like
compared to some random person on the street, like I'm far more trained to choke them out.
okay, choking someone out means
It's my
nothing.
responsibility to have restraint and not kill them.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's simple.
Right.
It's not
And
hard.
so civilian de-escalation tactics is part of your
Civilian de-escalation
is
tactics.
part of
What class is that?
is part of military training, and I think is a reasonable expectation.
It's
So
not.
that would be my ask. Yeah, that would be what I would expect of you as a military person trained to kill people,
Okay, well, it's not.
and that's
They don't
sad.
teach you. They give you an synopsis, and you go through a little tiny class that shows you how to do your fucking taxes, and then you fucking leave.
I said de-escalation tactics.
Well, a synopsis. That's what you
No,
go through before you
tactics.
leave. Well, I understand what you're saying. Tactics, civilian awareness tactics.
I'm talking about de-escalation.
Combat veterans don't go through de-escalation. You do that at a veterans association after you get out of a synopsis. That is what it is.
You're not trained for riot control in active duty?
Fuck no. I wasn't a military police.
I thought even foot soldiers were trained in.
No. You think we're
Handling
trained in
civilians.
pepper spray or tasers? That's only police, dude.
No one said anything about pepper spray and tasers.
We're not
Talking about
rioters. We don't go
de-escalating.
in with a fucking shield. We don't do that shit. Are you fucking with me? I was a 13 Juliet. I was an
What
82nd
part of
Airborne Ranger.
de-escalation do you not understand?
My bad. I need to calm down. I was an 82nd Airborne Ranger, 3309 FAR. Right? I was a 13 Juliet. That's all. That's what I was. I worked with artillery. Dude, that's all I did. I didn't.
And all basic training should come with de-escalating conflicts with
Maybe it did.
civilians.
It probably did.
That's what it should be. I'm not saying that was necessarily the case. I'm saying that should be the standard for the military.
It could have, but after years, you probably forget about it.
That's what drills are for.
Well, that's why civilians generally aren't allowed on post without a pass or certain verification qualifications. You can't just be a civilian and just walk onto a military post. There's a reason for that because they live. I can't say we anymore, sadly, but we lived a different life than a civilian. It was more abrupt
And
and more
nonetheless, your
just.
firearms and violence discipline need to be held
No,
to a high standard.
well, it is a high standard because you weren't allowed to miss work. You had to wake up. You had to have your teeth cleaned. Had to be shaved. Had to have a haircut. Had to have your
No, I'm talking about your
uniform
relationship with
clothed on.
civilians.
Oh, my relationship with civilians has been terrible.
And I'm talking about it should be at a high standard for violence.
Well, I haven't been really. I can say this actually. I haven't been violent because my dog, right, my service animal, has been there for me. And I don't go to stores anymore because this lady decided to flip out on me and I wanted to go off, but Buck was whining at me and I had to sit down and I worked through it. And then I
Well,
moved on.
I'm sorry that that training didn't happen. I'm sorry that the VA is not where it should be.
Yeah, they suck. Dude, they fucking blow, man. The VA is ass. Every time I go to the VA, you know what? Dude, every time we go to the VA, there ain't nothing. My next counselor is
They
in
need
8 months
funding.
from now.
They need money.
Yeah, because I don't know about the money. I don't know about anything like that. Dude,
We should
I
defund
fucking
ICE and we should fund the VA. And we should fund
I don't give a fuck about ICE.
we should fund
We should
medicine for
defund
everybody.
fucking giving TANF to a bunch of illegals.
Well, they had like $88 billion. I think you could easily fund the VA with just like a small
Well,
little
fuck
bucket's worth of
illegal
it.
immigrants. They don't deserve the money. What makes you think they deserve the money? Free
They're not for the
money?
illegal immigrants. Those are for like bonuses and stuff for ICE agents. Some
Well,
of it, I
how much?
bet,
How
like
much
some
money?
amount of it, some of out of it amount is it is for just like putting them in like detention camps. So it is just for concentration camps and shit like that.
Well, how
Some
much money went to the like illegal immigrants and like? Do you know the percentage by chance? Because I know it's got to be pretty fucking up there. I mean, any at all takes away from everybody.
it's
So
hard to it's really hard to say because there's a lot
I'm
of
not
private
racist.
prisons that are embezzling money apparently.
I'm not
So
racist. I just want you to know that.
there's like a lot of moldy food and like not medical care happening. So things that are being billed as food and medical care might not actually be what's actually getting to people in those institutions. So that money's going probably into the pockets of like prison wardens and
Dude,
like
you should look at
private
the
investment
military.
companies.
You should see the equipment that we had to work with. So bad.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, it was actually terrible. I mean, we were struggling to find anything. On the Connexes, we would search Connexes after Connexes. We had to borrow from Bravo Company before we got deployed because we couldn't find anything. We literally were like bare minimum, and then even doing the TA-50 on the fucking on the Humvee, it just was not up for fucking debate. It wasn't running. We put it in the mechanics bay. They couldn't even fix that thing, dude. So we had to take a fucking lieutenant colonel's fucking Humvee because we were on a Marine 1, which means that you are stage 1. You will get deployed first. We took that trash ass fucking Humvee. I mean, even his Humvee literally had all of the communications torn out, and we had to get it all done in one day. It was just stupid. My bad. I'm talking too much. I do talk too much. I just find it horseshit how civilians act the way they do.
It's a lot of moving parts. A lot of people don't see things outside their little view.
My bad. I was talking to my mom. My mom's right here. She was there when I came back. Well, not when I came back, but my wife was. and I was so fucked up. I had to go to. I went to a psych ward. Fucking what? 3 times. I tried
Did they
shooting
send you
myself.
do you go to like a regular one or like a does the
No, it was
VA have a
on
special
military.
one?
It was military. Yeah, I don't know where it was. It was just there. I wasn't really worried about what the fuck it was called. I didn't care. I think it was like what? What was it called? You guys came to visit me a couple times, but they only let one of you in at a time. No, the psych ward in North Carolina. Yeah, I have no idea what it was. You remember? They only had one of us in, and we couldn't even go. We couldn't even like go outside. There was like a little patio thing, but it had bars in it. Excuse me, I burped. But yeah, it was an adventure, I suppose. I mean, obviously, it didn't mean that much. I mean, the first person that would always see me is Chaplain Dano. And Chaplain Dano was amazing. He was awesome. Because I'd have a bad night. I'd have PTSD from the way that they would talk to me. When I came back, I had people talking to me like I was garbage, and I just wanted to fucking hurt them. But Chaplain would always be around with me. Yeah, he did have to come to the house a couple times. I mean, yeah, the EPs got called a couple of times. But that was for my help, and I got help. And yeah, I am a drunk, and that's okay. I'm not violent anymore. I am argumentative. I do like arguing, but I'm hoping to try to learn how to be more respectful. And that's why I like Discord, because the things that are going on in the house is not where I want it to be at with me. And I want to be more respectful. I don't say nothing. I should probably leave, huh?
Maybe just get some rest, drink some water,
Yeah.
shake your legs a bit maybe. Or lay down. It depends on where you're at.
I don't know. I'm really energetic right now. You guys like games? Like video games or anything like that? Play a lot of Warframe.
That's some old school stuff. That game's still kicking, it's still releasing stuff.
Oh, dude, it's kicking. They just released like this Ronin and no, not Ronin. What is it? Aurine and Cerise. It's a multi Warframe. It's crazy, dude. They use like a ton of like they I don't even know how to explain it. One of them has a black hole, one of them has a healing frequency that actually does damage, but it's a small circle area of effect. But the black hole is also an area effect, but it travels further and it sucks in the enemies. But whenever you try to change, you have to hold the button down. But that's for all abilities, and it's just crazy. Absolutely insane. Beautiful Warframe. They look great too. Good water is good for the body. Buck, come here.
A to Z or A to Z has one of your Lego videos.
Yeah, he's been kind of like through osmosis. I think we're just waiting on a court date or two. But Bricks and Minifigs keeps putting up press releases that are just so disingenuous. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he had to flee to Mexico, I guess.
Oh, have you watched the Reckless Ben videos yet?
No, I'm just watching A to Z right now.
Dude, watch his videos, man. They're so much more entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, directly from the source, man. It's really well put together.
Anus, Nerd, Mogi. How are we doing?
Well enough. Do you
Anus,
believe a God
Nerd.
exists in reality?
You said what?
Do you believe a God exists in reality?
It's kind of like a like a oxymoron. But yeah, I mean, if you ask, do I think God exists? Yeah, of course. Now, in this reality, you would, like I said, ask me about like an immaterial, thing. So it wouldn't exist in like a material world, right?
But
Like I said, it's kind of like an oxymoron. Well, an axiom. Yeah, that's probably a better description, right? Because I can't necessarily like, empirically prove God, right? I can't scientifically prove him, but you can like, what's the word that I'm looking for? You can't scientifically prove it, but it has to be like self-evident, right? You can just like logically infer. that there is a God, right? Like God exists. Just it's kind of like math, right? How we take that as like a system of a set of principles that like dictate, the objective quality, right, or quantity of something. So I can't just like tell you like, hey, this is how God exists. And let me show you this in real life. Let me show you this book, or let me show you this whatever the fuck this thing. Can't do that, right? But you should just know it, right? Like we know math is a thing, right? That is a true thing that exists.
No, there's nothing to do with existence. It just says here's a system, and here's some consequences of that system. But none of it is offered as existing in reality, really.
Well, it's the indicator, like I said, for some sort of objective quality or quantity, right? Like we use math like that system. Now there could be a whole nother system, right? That is true and in its own set of principles, or if there was a universe where the anthropic principles probably work different, then yeah, say like unicorns exist in another hypothetical world. But in this world, right, you asked me if God is real. That was your first person prose. And it's like, math is real. We know that that's a thing that we use, that set of principles or logistics to, like I said, observe objective quality or quantity. So with God, like I said, I can't
Wait,
scientifically
it's
or
like
empirically, prove him, like, because, we're all
I
just objective, but you're a mind. So
question.
go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, objective how? Like every mathematical principle, as far as I've observed, has been proposed by a human.
Right, but it's still like, okay, when I say objective, it's like a metric. It's like a system of metrics that we use. It's like universally agreed upon, right? Like, if this mind agrees that a quantity, like okay, 1 + 1 = 2, right? We all agree that that is correct, right?
That's not universal at all.
You said what?
It's not universal.
So you're telling me that 1 + 1 isn't universally 2?
Yeah. Once you learn more mathematics, once you go in higher mathematics, you'll learn that's like far from it.
Like I get it, right? Like in different, like in projective geometry, right? Like they would say it's kind of like the old question I ask people: will two parallel lines ever meet in infinity? Right? You can't say that they won't meet. You can't say that they will, right? But in projective
Wait,
geometry,
would you mean an infinity? That's not a
in
thing.
infinity, will two parallel lines ever meet in infinity?
What do you
In
mean
an
in
infinite plane, and
infinity?
they're like, if they go on forever, it doesn't matter, right? If you want to use 3D
Yeah,
projection,
that's not a mathematical terminology.
well, what I mean is, right, it's conveyed in different ways, because like in conventional, mathematics, right? Like if I draw it on a graph, no, they're not going to converge on any axis, right? But if I do it in projective geometry or Euclidean geometry, right, they will meet on the horizon on the z-axis. So that's what I mean is axiomatic. Like how you said, I guess you're right, right? Like 1 + 1 isn't universally 2 because it's an axiom. It's a constant, but it changes. It's kind of like an oxymoron. So that's what I was asking you. Are you gonna try and are you asking me to like
I think that would
prove
be
an immaterial force from a
non-Euclidean.
material? Are you asking me to prove like immaterial from material? Like, are you asking me to prove like that oxymoron, that axiom? Because you would just have to relate to it. We all have a mind, right? Yeah.
Well, if you're saying here's a thing that's participating in reality, I would just ask you, what are you observing in reality to indicate a
I
thing?
would say that if I'm going by, I'm going to say like a scientific, or if you're asking me for like some sort of observable or empirical evidence of it, I would just say existence in of itself, right? Like motion. That's what I attribute, right? Like I always like Genesis 1:1. I always equate that to Herbert Spencer's law, how time, force, motion, matter, and what else? It's like a fifth element. They all converge at the same point in the same place. That like kind of like the Big Bang, right? Like how all of these principles have to be like in tandem with each other to work, right? So if you're asking me for some sort of empirical or observable evidence, well, it's you observing. It's
To
reality
work
itself.
to work right? What?
You
What do
say
you mean
what?
work right?
I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
Talking about things necessarily needing to be in tandem to work right. What do you mean by work right?
Not work right, but Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. So how can you how can you know when the puts how can you know when to put something? You get what I'm saying? If you don't have a where to put or when to put you get what I'm saying? Herbert Spencer's law. So you have time, motion, like I said, matter. I know it's a fifth element that I'm probably missing, guys. You guys go look it up. Probably missing it, but it's like time, force, motion, matter. I want to say energy, but all of those things had to at least coalesce at the same point. You get what I'm saying? Like these things had to come into being, into existence at the same point. You know, so or they wouldn't work together. Because, like I say, how would you know what
How
to
would
put
you
something?
know what? Are you asking for an explanation of putting into?
I suppose. I mean, hey, okay. Could you explain it?
What
Okay,
putting into are you
what I'm
referring
gonna
to?
ask you is, could you explain what you think that I'm saying? Could you give me like a little rundown on what you think that I'm saying? And I would, correct any mistake.
Yeah, my best attempt at a charitable interpretation. I think you're saying, hey, things are this way. Things should have been put this way, and I'm like, where's that coming from?
Uh, hmm, things are this way and things should be put this way. Maybe I didn't
Well, that's what you're
articulate
talking
that.
about by put into, right?
Right, right. Maybe I didn't articulate that in the best, way. Maybe if I could. Okay, give me a second. Let me like try and think of a better. Okay, in order for existence, right, as we understand it, to come to be, you need five fundamental, like those five
Wait,
principles,
to
right?
come to be, is that a thing?
Yes, that's what a thing, right? What you're saying, a thing to be, right? Okay, so
No.
now I don't
Come
want to
to
get
be.
into like because I'm not a fucking physicist, right? But I'm pretty sure we're all like layman's,
Well, I observe be, right? But you're like come to be, and I'm like, what?
come to be same.
That sounds like some extra. No, that sounds like there's some more stuff going on than just be.
Right. Because when I say come to be, right, it's signaling like a springing forth. And yes, okay. And actually, I was right in that assessment. You're right. I did mean that because, as in a sense, we only operate in this, like I said, in this reality. Because you asked me again, the initial question pros, right, was, do I believe that God exists, like in reality, right? So in this quote unquote reality or universe or observable, whatever the fuck you guys want to call it, grid simulation, I don't care. Because a lot of people have different interpretations of it. But reality as we know it, right? There would have to be a starting point for us, right? And that's what I'm associating for God. When I say come to be, maybe, and this is just, conjecture. I don't know, it's hypothetical. And I liken it to, quantum wave fields and shit. That's why I say I'm not a physicist, but if I get the layman's overview of it, right? There is a sort of so you're a mind, so you have to relate to it. There's a quantum mind outside of every supposed space time and time space continuum. And I say time space and space time because obviously there are probably dimensions and other quote unquote hypothetical universes, right? Like parallel universes, all that shit. Where anthropic principles are like things how we know it to be. Like, okay, if I jump up, I'm going to come down, right? Gravity. These principles, we know that they work like this here. So maybe there's another place where principles work different, right? Like laws and consistency works different in another, space time or time space continuum. And obviously, all of these different parallel universes or timelines will have to spring forth or come to be, as I said earlier, right, from something outside of these quantum, timelines and quantum wave fields. So that's what I mean when it comes to be. I'm just saying that there's something, God is outside of all of these realities, right? That's the whole point. And axiom, you're asking me to like prove to you why do I think God exists in this reality, right? When I'm saying like it's just self-evident. You just have it exists outside of this
I don't
reality.
know. Like, it doesn't sound like that. Like, you're saying, hey, here's like this pool that you need to select from, but why can't it just be like this bubble wrap of like these exclusive things happening in tandem? Not that I'm buying any of it to begin with, but I don't. It doesn't seem like a must be from what you're describing with respect to the other quantum whatever realm. And then I still don't know how this means that there must be a beginning.
Well, this is the thing, right? Like, it's kind of like we can't really fathom that. Like when you say a beginning, and that's why the whole point of why I said things where principles work different. Like you experience time differently, right? Like what do scientists say? If we approach the speed of light, like we not only shrink distance between like places, but we also experience time differently, right? So if it takes
Yeah,
what
but a different amount of change doesn't mean no change. That's an entirely different selling point.
you know what? True. Not like I said, maybe I'm a little high, so maybe I'm not articulating it in the best way that I could. But give me a second, just let me think on it. Use my mind.
Yeah, it's like we observe change. To say there's a beginning would be to say, hey, there's this point of no change to change. And it's like, what are we observing in reality to indicate that we can that there was a stop and then there's a start? Like if I saw that you could do like Adam Sandler's Click, where he's got the TV remote and he presses like pause or like stop or whatever. If you could do that, then maybe I could say, okay, there's a beginning, there's like a stop and there's a play. But all I see right now is play. So that means you're saying here's this extra feature of stop. Where are you getting that from? Seems like that's a feature more than I think is reasonable to ask for.
So you're asking essentially where's the origin coming from?
Well, as you're presenting it.
Well, again, that's why I said it's hypothetical, because I don't know. There could be other quantum minds outside of every, not principle, every reality we could possibly ever think of, right? Like I say, okay, let me work with your analogy, right? Like Click. If there was a guy who had like a remote to stop time and then fast forward it or rewind it, right? That would be like some sort of, even though we could do that on the quantum level, they have like observed like fucking
No, we
well,
can't do that.
no, we can't do that, in practicality, but they have observed that. Like reverse
No, we haven't
oscillation of
observed that.
neutrinos and shit, and like reverse time and all that.
No,
It
that
exists.
doesn't. No, that doesn't reverse time. No.
Yeah, look it up. Actually, I'll share the link. But what I mean is, I honestly wouldn't know. Look, that's what I'm saying. I couldn't answer that question. Where would this the origin point come from, or where did this begin? Because I'm not an immortal being who has
Well,
different
no, but
perspectives
that's
on every.
the criticism here is what makes you think that's an appropriate question to ask to begin with. Like you're saying, hey, you're asking the question of like explain this relationship, but what makes you think that relationship's a thing? Right? It's like when you do begging the question, like I use a pointed example, just kind of like to nail the point home. But the question is like, why did you steal money from the starving orphan children? It's like it's baking in a premise that may not. That's like it's not a thing. It's clearly not a thing. So we need to make sure that's a thing before we explain it.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm a little fried right now. Like I said, I'm just going to concede right now because I don't even have the wherewithal to keep going.
It's just food for thought.
ANUS Seaman number 1456. Pretty brilliant name. Oh, this channel is dead.